Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing on this hump day?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Coming up later in the program, we've got a guest. I'm excited because we've got some really good guests lately, and the one we have today is Cynthia Taylor, and she's got some marketing tips for small businesses. So if you're a small business and you're going, boy, I want to get ahead, be listening for Cynthia coming up later in the program. Take a listen to this. Scientists have created a pill to treat phobias. So if you're afraid of things, you can take a pill and they go away. What if you're afraid of pills?
That is ridiculous.
You suppose you can get a shot then if you're afraid of pills? And if you're afraid of shots, you get a pill?
Some things aren't meant to be cured.
Well, what's wrong with curing a phobia? If you're afraid of something and you can get a pill to make you no longer afraid of it, that is awesome.
Okay.
All right, listen to this. A woman in North Korea, it says here, women in North Korea are eating more dog meat because of a rumor that it prevents wrinkles.
Ew.
So they're saying if you eat dog meat, it prevents wrinkles. If you thought that, would you eat our dogs?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
All right. Then maybe I'll check into that and see if there's any truth to it. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
This is kind of a funny story here. A Pennsylvania man who claimed at his trial that his evil twin robbed 10 gas stations, convenience stores, and beer stores while he's been sentenced to at least 60 years in prison. Meanwhile, his darn evil twin is still out there somewhere.
Jeepers, wreaking havoc.
That is his, what a brilliant, if you're, when you think about it, what a brilliant excuse when they say, did you do it? And you go, no, I'm innocent. It was my evil twin. This guy's
not brilliant. It'd be pretty easy to prove. I mean, just ask his mom, does he have a twin?
And
no.
Is he evil? I think it's funny. No, there's some guy that looks just like me. He's my evil twin. Have you ever seen anybody that looked like very, very much like you? Have you ever seen?
Yes, I have a picture on my phone of somebody who looks just like me.
That was a photo, but I mean, have you ever seen somebody like in real life?
No, not in real life where I've walked up to them and been like, oh my gosh.
I had somebody who told me that there was a guy that looked a lot like me, so I had to go and see.
We saw him and he didn't look anything like you.
That's what you think I look like, apparently.
Yeah, no, he didn't look anything like you.
Coming up, we got the Fighting Irish in the news. We'll tell you all about that in a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
The Fighting Irish make a $29,000 mistake, and one woman has to pay for that mistake. Earlier this year, Sarah Gaspar got a $29,000 tip from the University of Notre Dame, where she worked as a catering employee. It was a mistake. The tip showed up on her paycheck. It should have been $29, though.
Oh.
The big money ended up in her account anyway, and Sarah says she called the university several times trying to alert them about what she thought was probably an error, but nobody ever called her back. So she thought, well, apparently it wasn't an error. So she spent the money on bills and a new car. Now Notre Dame wants their money back.
You know what? I'm sorry, but if she called them and they did nothing about it, too bad, so sad.
They're suing her. They say she never tried to contact them, even though she insisted that she did, and that after years of medical problems and hard times, she believed that she was finally catching a break. When she told them the money was spent and she couldn't give it back, they fired her and filed a lawsuit. Now Sarah says, how am I ever going to win against them? Nobody wants to take this case. So they're saying that, everybody's on Notre Dame's side, and she's in trouble.
She prove? She should have phone records of a phone call.
Should have something, and I really, truly do hope that she's being honest and really did try to let them know there was a mistake. But, a $29 tip, that's nice, but a $29,000 tip, whoa, that would be amazing. That just does seem like it would be a weird thing to get a $29,000 tip.
I wonder if she...
I hope that she really, truly did try to let them know that there was a mistake. They're saying, no way, she never reached out. She's saying, hey, I did what I could. You guys wouldn't fix it, so what was I supposed to do? So there you go. Coming up here in a bit, small business owners that need some help, be listening, because we've got some marketing tips from Cynthia Taylor. She's got marketing tips for small businesses. We're going to be chatting with her. And if maybe she's got some advice on, she's got tips This was a mistake with a tip. Should I ask her if she's got a tip for this? Probably not. All right. Anyway, again, a $29,000 tip. You know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. The next drug these kids should consider taking is maybe some no-dos or something like that. Do they still make no-dos?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Well, now everybody's got these energy drinks. I don't know if they still sell that stuff or not. When I was a kid, I remember there were people who would take that when they were trying to stay up and study.
Yeah, I knew people who took it, not because they were trying to stay up to study, but
what were they trying to stay up
just
for?
stay up to party.
Oh, is that what they were doing?
Yeah.
Well, in Tokyo, a university student and an office worker were arrested for marijuana possession. The duo was arrested after they were spotted by a citizen while parking their car asleep. They stopped in the middle of the road and they took a nap. They were stoned at the time. They were arrested because they parked their car in the middle of the street to just get a little shut-eye.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that. But that's the kind of dumb stuff you do when your brain is on drugs. So, kids, don't do drugs. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
I don't know if we've talked about this before or not, but I seem to remember this story. You know those automated speeding cameras?
Yeah.
A Netherlands man tried to, defeat one of those automated cameras to catch speeders. His plan was to speed past the camera 23 times on his motorcycle, covering his license plate with his hand, expecting that the camera would, run out of film. What he didn't realize is that it can take 800 pictures. So when he passed again and again and again with his license plate not covered by his hand, the police had the first one where his hand was covering it and then 23 others, giving him a total of $4,526 worth of tickets.
What would be the point in speeding past it a bunch of times?
His thought was, well, it probably only has room for 24 pictures, so I'm going to speed by a bunch of times and it'll take all these photos.
Okay, but what would be the point in speeding by it at all? Because the point of speeding is to get to where you're going faster.
Yeah.
So why would you speed past it 23 times?
He was thinking that he would speed past a bunch of times because he got caught the first time, and he thought, I'm going to cover my license plate and I'm going to speed by it a bunch of times, and it's going to run it out of film, and then they're not going to be able to catch me.
So he thought his first picture would disappear?
I don't know. He was an idiot. I have no clue. All I know is we got to move on. We've got the scoop of the day coming your way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. Starbucks says you'll never wait in line ever, ever, ever again. The mega coffee chain is rolling out a mobile app called Mobile Order Pay.
We talked about this.
And it's going to allow people to bypass. Did we talk about that?
We talked about this because remember saying how mad would you be if you had been the one standing in line and they can just walk right in front of you?
They say the soft launch is going to happen in December. And apparently Heidi already knows about it. So we didn't move
we
on.
talked about
more than 7,400
all of our
stores.
listeners already know about it.
Hi, guys. It's me. I wasn't paying attention that day. Hey, millennials are undoubtedly the selfie generation. According to a new survey of 1,000 young Americans, 95% responded they've taken at least one selfie. And when you consider the estimated frequency millennials are taking pictures each week, they could end up taking an average of 25,676 selfies during their lifetime. Hopefully at some point they realize that nobody cares. Just stop. Why would you take so many selfies?
I don't know.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
But we were at an event this last weekend and got selfie sticks.
Yeah, I thought
that
this
somebody was
hilarious.
giving away for free.
They gave us selfie sticks. So Heidi and my daughter and my sister decided to take a selfie with their new selfie stick. But they held the camera and they had the selfie sticks in the picture.
Like, see? We get a picture with our new selfie sticks.
You guys are
We
funny.
thought we were so clever.
Yeah,
that was our daughter's idea, by the way.
You may have. Well, she's half you and half me. So for those of you who listen to this program, think about this. There is a person roaming this earth with half her DNA and half my DNA. The next generation's in trouble. That's all I have to say. The U.S. Has the highest dog population in the world. Guess who has the second highest?
I have no idea.
France.
Really?
Yeah, so Americans like their puppies. France also likes their puppies. We talked earlier about North Koreans, and then they like their puppies. But that's a whole different thing, because there's a new report that says by eating dog meat, you actually lose your wrinkles. So I don't know that there's any truth to it.
I can't imagine.
No. Peter Chandler is seeking strategies on how to best deal with a zombie apocalypse. He's the Minister for Emergency Services for Australia's Northern Territory. He says one of the best methods of avoiding any zombie is using a zigzag technique. Is this guy nuts? Chandler reminds his constituents not only to approach zombies as if under immediate threat, but to zigzag when you're running away from the zombies. He says zombies could be seen as a serious threat. Is this guy kidding? I hope he's kidding.
I have no idea.
Does he really think there are zombies coming? That's just a made-up thing. That's not a real thing. These are video game things and movie things, but not real-life things. A team of researchers at the University of Vermont have found a way to gauge Twitter's overall happiness. The hedonometer tool tracks the joyful levels on a chart. As to be expected, there are clear spikes on holidays and notable dips in moments of tragedy, but they're saying we can find out how happy we are as a generation, as a people overall, based on what people are tweeting. So Heidi has a Twitter account that she's never used.
I did briefly.
Yeah, we tweeted, you're like, hey, look, I'm on Twitter. And then there was like 9 months before the next thing, you're like, I forgot I was on Twitter.
The only reason I have a Twitter account is because I get notifications when Brian Regan tweets something
Oh, is
new.
that what it is?
So I can follow Brian.
My wife is digitally stalking the man. I'm sorry, she is. He's a comedian. He's funny. He's hilarious, but leave the guy alone, would you?
He's amazing.
It's getting a little bit embarrassing.
He's just amazing.
All right. Hey, tax time just around the corner. If you're thinking of trying to pull a fast one on Uncle Sam, forget about it. The IRS has seen it all, boys and girls. Such ploys as filing a correct wage form reporting zero income to try to eliminate all of the year's income by deducting everything. It's not going to work. Then there are people who, they'll like, here's how much I made, but here are all my deductions, and I didn't make anything. That doesn't work. Also, they're saying that, what else are people trying to do? People that tell you that wages are not income or that paying taxes is voluntary. None of this stuff works. They will not earn anything but jail time. That's what will happen. Also, keep in mind, you cannot blame your tax preparer for making mistakes. It is up to you to make sure that it's correct. The only safe way to avoid paying taxes is to not make any money. But at the end of the day, wouldn't you rather make some money and pay the taxes? I would.
I'd rather have a fair tax.
That sounds good, too. Let's move on. Our strange law. In California, it says here, animals are banned from mating in public within 15 feet.
Oh, good Lord.
1,500 feet of a tavern, a school, or a place of worship.
And what are they going to do if they do? Arrest them?
Arrest those dogs or cats or whatever kind of animals.
Good Lord.
There you go. That's going to do it for your strange law. This has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. We've got a special guest right now joining us. We have Cynthia Taylor, and she's a marketing consultant and spokesperson for Postcard Mania. Cynthia, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, John.
Now, you guys have got some really cool ideas and some fun stuff to help small businesses maybe stretch their marketing budget a little bit, don't you?
Yes, we do. Definitely.
And you guys have hundreds of inexpensive promotion ideas and things that have worked for other people. So it's not like, hey, try this and see what happens. It's, hey, they tried it and it worked. Now try it and see what happens. Now, what are some of your favorite promotions that you've seen, maybe affordable promotions that a small business owner could put into practice for themselves and see some good results from?
Well, a couple that come to mind, John. There is a restaurant who actually sends out birthday postcards to his immediate area, probably a 3 to 5 mile radius, and invites people to come in for a free birthday meal.
Nice.
And then with that, obviously, their meal is for free, but then the people that they come with, they're going to pay, they're going to buy drinks, they're going to buy desserts. So that's a very good promotion. That worked out really well for him. And one other that comes to mind is a dance studio out in Connecticut. He offered a free dance lesson, and out of all of his responses, he got about 105 responses from his mailing. And from those 105, 100 of them actually signed up for classes. So that was another really, really successful result.
I guarantee you there are business owners that are listening right now because they're people too. They're regular folks. They listen to the radio just like everybody else. So as you're driving to work or you're driving home from work or whatever you're doing, if you're listening and you're thinking, I'd like to have some ideas, we're going to give you a website to go to because you guys have these ideas right on your website where people can go and look at them, don't you?
That's correct. Our owner and CEO, Joy Gendusa, she definitely has a strong interest in helping small business owners grow their businesses through effective marketing. So as a result, there is so much free information available on our website, including some case studies and samples of postcards from various industries across the country.
So if I have a car wash or if I have a restaurant, I can go on there and kind of search in those categories and find ideas that have worked for other people like me?
Absolutely. All the different postcard designs, I mean, not thousands and thousands, but definitely samples are on the website. And we have probably over 400 different industries that they can look at. And I also wanted to comment because of, you talked about this earlier, we know what works. It's because we have approximately over 67,000 clients that we've worked with. So we've done a lot of successful campaigns, and those results are available on the website so people can take a look to see what they've done that works for that particular industry.
That's really cool. So what are some of the components that go into creating that successful campaign?
Well, good question. The most important, I would think, is the mailing list, because your postage is the most expensive part of your campaign. So you definitely want to have a good mailing list that's very specific for your targeted market. And when people do call in and try and get more information from us, a marketing consultant will sit down with them and go over what their goals are so that they can figure out what that targeted market is, what the demographics will be for their campaign. So that's very critical, and I would say probably the most important part. And then the other thing, John, is you want to have an offer. People expect things for free nowadays, and so consequently, if you provide an offer, something that has perceived value to the consumer, then that's going to attract their attention. And more than likely, your competition may not be providing an offer, so it'll help you stand out. And then thirdly, and it's not the most important, but you want to have color that pops on your postcard, because when people are going through their mail, you've got a fraction of a second for their attention to be grabbed, so you want to make sure that the colors are very bright and very supportive of your brand as well.
When I make the little trip from the mailbox up to the house, as I'm walking up that, 20, 30 feet, whatever that is, I'm shuffling through, and I'm already mentally in my mind taking some things and saying, oh, that's going to go in the trash, and this is going to go, I got to read this. But you're absolutely right. The stuff that stands out, the stuff that gets my attention, actually gets a little bit more time, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And those fractions of a second, add up to eventually, if you're lucky, where they'll actually read the card, turn it over, find out what the offer is. And if they don't need it at that time, if it's a good postcard and it's appealing and it's something that they think they might need in the future, they'll actually put it on their, refrigerator or hold on to it. It's just a very workable marketing tool. And, so that's what we recommend. And the other thing is, if you're in a very competitive market, whatever your industry is, we also recommend maybe a bigger postcard, something that would really stand out against your competition.
Do you have any examples of like a company that increased their sales by taking the ideas from your company and putting that all together? Do you have examples of somebody that's done that, that's worked really well?
Oh, yes. And we have, again, there's so many on our website, but for the purpose of your interview, I can speak about one. There was a roofing company in New York, and he tried several different marketing companies, and he never got any kind of results. And so when he came to Postcard Mania, he ended up doubling his sales volume just by running one of our campaigns. And you're probably going to ask me what attributed to that, right?
Yeah, what attributed to that?
Okay. Well, for one thing, we're one roof. Everything is under one roof. We're a one-stop shop. We have experts in all the various departments, including our consultants and the graphic designers. And then, again, we're pulling successful campaigns that we know have worked. So what we did is we found postcards that were pertinent to his particular industry, which was roofing, and he just ended up doubling his volume from all the different, marketing companies that he had worked with in the past. So we refer to it as mirror marketing because it's successful. It's something that's been tried and has been gone through the trial and error, if you will. And so he was just he's one of thousands that have done very well with us.
Well, Cynthia, thank you again for chatting with us. We really do appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Okay, thank you, John. I appreciate it, too.
Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today's a very special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today,
Well, it's
John?
a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a dud.
It was. There
had
really
kind of
wasn't
nothingness,
anything going
but
on yesterday.
Today is Celebration of the Mind Day. Boom, I just blew my mind thinking of that. Unity Day, so let's stick together on this one. Hagfish Day. Didn't we just have Hagfish Day like a month ago?
Yeah, because we were like, what's a hagfish?
I still don't know, but they sure have a lot of days.
Why do they have so many days?
Information Overload Day, Global Iodine Deficiency Disorder Prevention Day.
Wow.
Medical Assistance Recognition Day. So if you're a medical assistant, hey, I recognize you today. Pro-Life Day of the Silent Solidarity. What?
I have no idea.
Reptile Awareness Day. Support Your Local Chamber of Commerce Day. Didn't we just have one of those like a week ago,
Yeah,
too?
I wonder if you're reading the same.
No, it's for today. And Cap Locks Day. I've got some friends that have their cap locks on all the time. When they send me emails, they're shouting all the time.
Sounds like they're yelling.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, turn your caps lock off, dude. Or cap locks, whatever you call it. I'm going to celebrate by sending an email where I'm shouting. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
All right, Heidi, we got 4 great questions to ask on a date. So
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've been on a first date because, you and I have been married now for so long. But we could go on a date, and I could ask you these things. Like this. What is your favorite scene from your favorite movie or book? That's a good.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good question.
Well, that would take some thought. Holy
it would.
cow.
It would. That'd be a good thing, but you'd learn something about each other. So maybe we'll come back and answer these if we have it.
I actually have something, though, that I would like to say that Troy and I watched Return of the Pink Panther yesterday, which is a great movie. Peter Sellers is amazing.
He was very funny.
And there was a scene that I had forgotten all about. He says, he was at this hotel, and he says, "Does your dog bite?" And the hotel owner says, "No." And he bends down to pet the dog, and the dog bites him. He said, "I thought you said your dog did not bite."
That's
And
not
he
my
said,
dog.
"That is not my dog."
I remember that. That is funny. Moving on. 4 great questions to ask on a date. Number 2, we didn't get far. Number 2, what do you love about your job? So instead of just saying, "So what do you do for a living?" say, "So what do you love about what you do for a living?"
You know what I love about what I do for a living?
What's that?
I get to work with my best friend.
So do I.
Cool.
That's you. You're my best
Yeah.
friend. That's the best part. The number 3 on the list of 4 questions to ask on a date. If money were no object, what would you do with your life?
Oh.
That's a toughie. And the last thing, number 4 on the list, will you share an embarrassing moment with me? So would you share an embarrassing moment with me, Heidi?
No, not on the radio.
Should we have an embarrassing moment together? I can tell you some things for you are when you don't know who we're talking to. They know you, but you don't know them, and you don't want
to me all the time.
and you don't want to let them on to the fact that you don't know who you're talking to. To me, that is hilarious. That's like gold.
I know, he stands there and just smiles.
I sit there the whole time thinking, has she caught on yet? And then I'll kind of throw in some little hint as to who the heck this person is, and then it's really fun to see Heidi go like, "Oh, I know who this is now." That is just awesome. All right, those are 4 questions to ask on a first date. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
If you were selling your life, how much would you sell it for? Well, Shannon O'Connell sold her life and only got her $400.
Sold her life.
Well, she put all of her property in a storage unit while she was working in Romania. When she returned to Boston, she found her belongings were gone. U-Haul Storage mistakenly thought her merchandise did not belong to anyone. They could blame a computer glitch. They proceeded to auction it off. Everything that was in there,
Oh, my.
$400. Among her lost possessions are photographs of herself with Bill Clinton and Steven Spielberg, personal poetry and love letters.
I wouldn't call that a loss.
Which you just stop it. Items which are, of course, irreplaceable. Connell is suing the company for $1 million.
Oh, good Lord.
She said, I've lost my entire history as a person. Everything I've ever wanted to keep is gone. So it really is sad that she put it there.
But
in
was it
safekeeping.
worth $1 million?
I don't know about $1 million, but here's the thing that I think they could do.
Did she pay them?
I'm sure she did.
If she paid them, they had no right to sell it. I mean, she paid them to store it.
Exactly. She paid them.
But if while she was in Romania or whatever, she wasn't making her payments, they had every right to sell it.
It was paid. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a story. That happens all the time. It was paid. They made a mistake, but I think they could go down to whoever bought the stuff and say, hey, we made a mistake. We need to work something out.
They're not going to want her pictures anyway.
Well, I have no idea. They might have thrown them away. Who knows? Coming up, mother-in-law school. Yeah, we're going to tell you about that.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Engaged couples in Brazil can take more than just the usual premarital counseling. Brazilian universities have begun courses that teach couples how to deal with their in-laws. The course, Family Relations Between Mother-in-Laws and Daughter-in-Laws, began about 15 years ago at the university in southern Brazil. The course tries to prevent divorces by teaching people that mother-in-laws are really not that bad. However, the class has no final exam, so when it's done, it's just done. But I think that is a cool idea. Because I have friends who they all the time talk about how terrible their mother-in-law is. I got to tell you this. My mother-in-law, pretty cool. I like my mother-in-law. Your mom?
I love my mother-in-law.
I know. My mom's awesome. We get along with my mother. We get along with your mother.
Yep.
So we have no issues with that. But the people who do, I'm like, you know what? The one guy was unemployed for a long time, and he was always complaining that she was saying he should get a job. I'm like, you should get a job.
Yeah.
You want to solve it? Get a job. And
I have a
solved.
former classmate who told me that he and his wife are living apart right now because they're having financial troubles, and he can't. She's living with the mother-in-law, and he can't stand her, and so he won't live with her. So he's living in a bedroom of an elderly woman's house and is just doing chores
Get
there.
over it, man.
Yeah.
Just give her a hug.
So
and
he's
get
living
over it.
apart from his child and his wife.
Don't do that. Coming up, we've got some fun stuff. We're going to, first of all, talk about flushing money, and then we have good news at the end of the show. It's all on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
A Hong Kong jeweler has more money than he knows what to do with, so Ling Sang-wing decided to build a gold washroom, Heidi. He's flushing his money down the toilet. He's dreamed since his youth about having enough wealth to build toilets of gold, but has gone further than just a toilet bowl. He's also got wash basins, toilet brushes, toilet paper holders, mirror frames, wall-mounted chandeliers, and even wall tiles and
I can
doors.
honestly say without a doubt that has never, ever been a dream of mine.
He's got a solid gold commode. The price tag topped $4.9 million.
Oh, my goodness.
And peaks at gold commode are free, but will soon cost $14 because they're going to set it up where you can actually come in and take a tour of this guy's golden commode in his golden washroom for $14. Who is going to pay $14
Who cares?
to see
some nut job's golden bathroom?
This guy went nuts. Lam Sai Wing, I think is how. I think I said it wrong before. Saiwing. Lam Sai Wing. Anyway, he's got a golden toilet, golden sink, golden everything. Here's the thing. I love gold. Like, I have a ring that has got a gold on it. I like that. That's cool. But too much gold, as weird as it sounds, I think too much gold looks tacky.
I think gold looks tacky.
And I was like, tacky? You shouldn't say that because gold is supposed to be beautiful and wonderful. But I'm like, too much gold is like, that's too much.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This guy Apparently it doesn't feel that way. He's got gold everywhere. Gold tiles, gold everything. Not interested. Coming up, we've got some good news. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
And we always like to end things on a positive note, so I think this is pretty darn cool. What it must have been like to watch a blind man see. You know, in the Bible, there are stories where Jesus healed a blind man. Well, how cool would it be to see that, right?
That would be very cool.
That would be awesome. We'll never know what that's like. But the ability to see somebody who hasn't been able to see for a long time, be able to start seeing, well, there's two blind sisters now able to see right here, right now. Sonia and Anita were born blind in rural India, but due to a lack of money, they were unable to receive a 15-minute surgery that could have restored their vision.
What?
15-minute surgery. However, that all changed when Wonderwork, a charitable organization that provides free surgeries for children in poor countries, they got involved. Thanks to the help of this group, Wonderwork, Sonia and Anita received the surgery, and they're able now to see for the very first time.
So, okay.
And there's a video you can watch of them being able to see for the first time.
I wonder why is it only a 15-minute surgery that can help these blind people see, but there are many blind people all over that
There's a lot of different causes of blindness, and what they had, the issue that they had, was something that was correctable, and it was something that was able to be done. It was, like I said, a 15-minute surgery, but
that's pretty cool.
It's not a cheap surgery by any means. It's still very expensive. But this group came in, again, Wonderwork came in and said, hey, we're gonna do that. We're going to see if we can help, and they helped, and these two girls were able to see for the first time in their lives, and it's a beautiful video. I posted the video on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show, and it's cool to see. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. We always like to end with positive news. That's pretty positive.
That is positive. That's very cool.
I think it's really fun.
Senator Paul goes around and does free surgeries for people in third world countries. Mm-hmm.
That is
He does
awesome.
that with his vacation time. That's what he does with his vacation time.
Kind of makes me wish like I had some sort of talent. Because
that'd be nice
I would freely give
to have
my
a gift.
time. But think about what we do. What we do, can you even call this a talent? We read stories. I guess we could go to people's homes and read silly stories to them, but that's not that much fun
same
anyway.
Stories over and over again like we do on the radio.
Would you leave me alone? They're not the same stories. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break, only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And the bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more on their website, but I'm going to tell you a little bit right now. You can go there and get razors delivered to your door for $3 a month. Yeah, $3 a month. And those are the Humble Twin. Now, if you want the Cadillac razors, you can get the ones I get for $9 a month. They are awesome razors. They bring them right to me. Never have to worry about going out to get razors again. Never, ever shave with a dull razor for the rest of your life. Sign up today at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. You ready for this bonus break, Heidi?
I am so ready for this bonus
I
break.
grabbed your mouse instead of mine. I was like, my mouse isn't working. I'm using the wrong mouse. I have 10 ways to know if you're a redneck. Thank you again, by the way, for sending these things in. If you send me something that I think is good, I'm going to read it. I'll do everything I can. But here's 10 ways to know if you're a redneck. So at the end of this, you can tell me if I'm a redneck. You ready for this?
All right, I'm ready.
Number 10, your coffee table used to be a telephone cable spool. I don't have that. Number 9.
I have seen that. I have seen
too.
people that do that.
When I was a kid, we had a picnic table that way. It was not a coffee table, but a picnic table. So I guess I did have that going for me, didn't I? Number 9, you keep a can of Raid on the kitchen table. I can tell you also, as a child, we did have Raid sitting out openly in the kitchen, just in case. Number 8, you pick your teeth from a catalog. Now, I've never picked my teeth from a catalog. I've picked my teeth with a catalog.
I was going to say, I've seen this, so don't even try to say.
They're saying pick your teeth from a catalog. You're like, I'll buy these teeth right here. I'm saying I picked mine with a catalog.
Yes, with a page of a catalog,
Yeah.
You have, yes.
2 different things.
So far, you're batting 100 here.
The next one's not going to help. If you've ever financed a tattoo.
You've not financed a tattoo.
No, I borrowed money from you. Hey, can I borrow some money? I want to get a tattoo. If you've ever referred to a time that you won a free case of oil as the day my ship came in. What'd you win? I won a 1030 weight. That's good oil. Number 5, your hairdo. If it's ever been ruined by a ceiling fan. That's never happened to me.
That's never happened to me.
Number 4, if your mother has ever been involved in a fist fight at a high school sports event.
That's never happened.
Never happened.
Although if our children were into sports,
Yeah.
it probably would happen to my children.
I could see you do that. But I can tell you this, my mother, I could never see her get in a fist fight about anything. She is
I'm
just
a bit
the
of a
sweetest.
mama bear, though. I get all bent out of shape.
Number 3 on the list of ways to know if you're a redneck, if you've ever barbecued Spam on the grill.
That's never happened.
I've never had
with us.
Spam. And we told Charlie like 2 months ago
I
that
know.
he's a Spam
My
fan.
dad loves Spam.
I'm going to have to get some. Put that on the shopping list. Number 2, if you own all the components of soap on a rope except for the rope. If you own all the components of soap on a rope except the soap.
Except for the soap.
Except for the soap. So you own a rope, but not the soap.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm trying to read here. And the number 1 way to know if you're a redneck, the best way to keep things cold is to leave them in the shade. I've done that before, too. All right. Hey, what else do we have here? This was, this one over here. 4 things to do when your marriage is in crisis from Focus on the Family. Now, we talked about a different thing from them a while back. They had a thing about marriages, and I thought it was pretty good stuff. So if you think your marriage is on the rocks, here are things you're supposed to do if you're having issues. Number 1, slow down. Do you think we need to slow down at all?
Oh, yeah.
I think we're on the go way too much.
We are definitely on the go too much.
And it's bad when we're like scheduling things, and we've got one thing that ends at 2:15 and the other one starts at 2.
That happens
2
all the
o'clock.
time, and it's not good.
So we got to slow down. Number 2, focus on you and what you can change. So don't say, well, everything's going to be fine as soon as you do this. No. Wait a minute. You got to focus on you. Number 3, soften. Relax your posture and commit to being civil, even when your spouse is not. So if you're in an argument, they're saying, don't get feisty. Just say, hey, you know what? Everything's going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Calm down. I do that quite often, don't I? What are you laughing about? When we get in an argument,
No.
Who's the one to make up first? Who's the
Oh
one
my gosh.
Hey, when we get in an argument, who's the one to come in?
Before or after you stomp out and
Yeah, but then I'll come back
leave
in and I'll give you a hug and I'll say, hey, everything's going to be fine. Remember all that dumb stuff I said 2 minutes ago? Forget I said all that dumb stuff. Let's just work on the future.
Our son and I were just talking, and Troy's like, Dad fights like a 2-year-old. Our son right now, until he leaves for the Navy, works at a daycare center, so he sees how 2-year-olds fight. And he said he crumpled up a piece of paper and threw it on the floor, and then he crossed his arms, and he said the kids at the daycare do that.
I was frustrated. All right, and number 4, get help. I think I need some now. If you think your marriage is on the rocks, get help. Again, that's from Focus on the Family. And we got this thing right here. How many times have you heard the warnings? Don't leave your keys in the ignition. I've heard that before, too. A Pennsylvania officer wishes that she had taken that advice a little more. An 11-year-old boy stole her police cruiser.
Oh, my gosh.
After she left the car running. The policewoman was responding to a disturbance call at a church youth function. When a kid jumped, that doesn't happen often.
No.
The kid jumped into the car and drove off, hitting several cars and finally coming to a stop when he crashed into a parked car. Officials in Westmoreland County have charged the boy and are considering whether to discipline him, to discipline the officer as well. Because they're saying, hey, you left your car running with the keys in it and the kid stole it. Yeah, you're in trouble too. So what are they supposed to do when they get to the scene? They're supposed to stop, take their car keys out, turn it off, bloop, 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 lock the car up before they go in. They're responding to an accident. I can understand where she's doing what she's doing.
I actually went on a ride-along with my brother, and because of all of the equipment in there, they leave the car running, but the doors are locked. So she probably should have locked her doors.
That's the thing. That's where she made the mistake. When she walked away, she forgot to lock the door. But I don't think when they're saying, she's going to be disciplined, I understand, but you got to be careful because, she was just trying to help. So, whatever. I'm no expert on this kind of thing. As you can probably tell if you ever listen to this program, I'm no expert at a whole lot of things. So, what do I know? It's going to do it for your bonus break, brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more if you go to their website. They know way more than I do about them because, I'm just a customer, but they're them. They know everything about them. I can tell you this. They got a funny video on there. If you haven't seen their video yet, go check it out. Good stuff. DollarShaveClub.com/radio.